Hey guys, what is going on? Anthony here with Pistons Talk. Hope you guys are having a great evening so far. What I wanted to do in tonight's video was react to a Bleacher Report article. They wrote an article a couple days ago predicting the season outcome for all 30 NBA teams. What I'm going to do is just scroll down to the Detroit Pistons section of the article. We're going to read it, react, and give you guys my final thoughts. And if I agree with them with their record prediction for your Detroit Pistons. So let's get into it. Okay, here we go, you guys. So Bleacher Report has your Detroit Pistons finishing the season 23-59. Interesting. I believe a couple of weeks ago the over-under for Detroit was 24.5. They have us finishing under that Vegas win total. But let's see what they have to say, because it's always interesting to hear what a national writer has to say about your team that you root and support each and every day. So the over-under has actually gone up. If you guys see right here, now it's set at 25.5. It was 24.5 about, I want to say, 3 weeks to a month ago. So now it's actually gone up a full game. So that's very interesting to keep an eye on. So if you guys want to bet the Pistons to go over, I would do it before they raise that bet line again. You never know, because I remember last year it was set at like 27.5, like a week before the season. So if the Pistons go over, you guys are going to make some pretty good money. But let's get into what they have to say. It says the Detroit Pistons have been stuck at the bottom of the Eastern Conference for 5 years now, and even with the decent improvement, they just won 14 games in 2023-2024. They're likely to be there again in 2024-2025. So yes, 23 wins sounds like a pretty low total, and it is, but a 9-win jump is nothing to sneeze at. And Detroit has the developing talent to pull that off. They go on to say Cade Cunningham's jumper still hasn't really translated from college, but he still possesses an intriguing combination of playmaking ability and size. Asar Thompson is among the most dynamic creators and defenders in the league, and Jalen Duren has plenty of upside as a rim-running and protecting big man. Plus, though they didn't make many splashes moves this offseason, re-signing Simone Fontecchio, adding Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway, and Malik Beasley gives Cunningham a bona fide veteran catch-and-shoot threats to pass to. If Ron Holland is better than expected as a rookie, or Jaden Ivey has a mini breakout, Detroit might even threaten that over-under. Okay, a lot to get into, a lot to react to just in this short little paragraph that they did write. The first thing that caught my attention in this article is the over-under. Okay, so the over-under is at 25.5 games, you guys. So last month it was at 24.5. So it has jumped up a full game after the schedule was released, which I think a lot of us have them in between the 24 to 30 game range, like around there. Not saying that you guys are crazy or anything like that. If they get to 30 wins, I think that'll be a successful season, if you do ask me. Going from 14 to 30 wins, I think that would be a really big success. But that was the first thing that did really catch my attention, that the over-under line went up a full game. I think the second thing that caught my attention was that Bleacher Report's talking about how we've been at the bottom of the Eastern Conference for 5 years. And even with decent improvement, they still think that we're still going to be a top 5 lottery team this upcoming season in 2024 and 2025. Now, obviously, this team on paper looks a lot better. Getting vets like Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., that is going to help a lot spacing-wise. You're getting vets that can score the basketball. You also re-signed Simone Fontecchio. You picked Paul Reed off of waivers. You drafted Ron Holland and Bobby Klittman. And you still have that core four, if you guys want to call that, intact. You didn't get rid of Jaden Ivey. Didn't get rid of Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, or Asar Thompson. Still have your core pieces left on this roster. And I've told you guys, I still think this is going to be an evaluation season for Trajan Langdon. He's going to see what he has with this quote-unquote core four. Now, kind of getting back into the article, this is where I think that I can agree with Bleacher Report. Detroit has the developing talent to pull that off. Now they're thinking 14 to 23 wins is like where they're saying. I do agree that we do have talent to pull off an improvement in the win total. I don't think we're going to win 14 games next season. I don't. A lot of things would have to go wrong for the Pistons to win 14 games again. I think they will improve the win total. I think it's probably going to be over a 10-game improvement. I really do. I think 25 to that 30 range, I think is where I'm feeling today as I'm recording this video for you guys. I think it's a realistic possibility, given you have guys getting another year of experience. You got Cade coming into year 4. Technically, it's year 3. Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren are going to be in contract years, kind of, because they're eligible for rookie contract extensions. You have Malik Beasley, who's in a contract year. You have Tim Hardaway Jr. is in a contract year. So a lot of these guys are going to be playing for their next contract. And when you usually have guys in contract years, they really show out and they play pretty damn well. For the most part, just kind of like going off like just history with guys in contract years. But I do think, getting back to Bleacher Report's point, we do have talent that could pull off a 9, 10, maybe even 12, 13 game improvement in the win column. Now, this is where the part of the article which I was kind of confused by. Cade Cunningham's jumper hasn't really translated from college. Now, I don't know how much Bleacher Report watches the Detroit Pistons. Probably not a whole lot, because they have to cover the other NBA teams across the NBA. I thought Cade's jumper this past season actually developed quite a lot from year 2 to, I guess technically that was his second year because he missed the whole season. But you guys get what I'm saying. I thought that his jumper actually developed quite a lot. There were games where, he was hitting his mid-range, he was hitting threes. Obviously, the turnovers were the turnovers. I don't really blame that solely on him. I kind of blame that on the starting lineup and the lack of spacing that he had to go through last season. But I thought his jumper actually has translated. It's getting better. Like, the mid-range looks nice. The three-point shot, I think, has improved. I think Fred Vincent could help Cade Cunningham get that three-point percentage, close to 40%, like 37 to 38%. I think that's a real possibility, given the shooting coach that you brought in. But that's what I didn't really agree with, that his jumper really hasn't translated from college. I think it has. I just think Bleacher Report's just not really tuned into all 82 games like we are. I think Cade's jumper has actually developed quite a lot since he's been drafted. So they go on to talk about Ausar Thompson and Jalen Duren. We'll spend a couple of minutes on that. So talking about how he's a dynamic creator and defender in the league, I tend to agree there. I'm really interested to see how JB Bickerstaff uses Ausar Thompson, because I think there's situations where he can handle the ball, play make, and set up teammates. He had a lot of passes last year that were just like highlight level passes. The stuff that you really can't teach. He really has an eye for playmaking and finding his teammates in the right positions. Also talk about him being one of the best defenders in the league. Last year as a rookie, he was locking up some of the better players in the NBA. I know he was giving Damian Lillard fits. He was giving SGA fits. He was blocking Zach LaVine's shot. Ausar Thompson, I think, is going to be in the conversation for all defensive teams, defensive player of the years, because that's how special I think his defense is. It's really close to being elite. They go on to talk about Jalen Duren as having plenty of upside as a rim running and protecting big man. I do agree with the rim running. We saw that this past season with him having career highs offensively. Free throw numbers were through the roof, averaging 13 points a game. I think the one thing that I've talked to you guys about, and you tend to agree with me, is the defensive effort just wasn't consistent enough for us to, be satisfied with it. But I do think that Jalen Duren has the tools to, protect the rim, be a two-way center. But again, they just kind of touched on Ausar and Jalen Duren. Kind of talked about just all of the acquisitions, this free agency that we touched on at the top of the video. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. This is where I think that this would put the Pistons between that 25 to 30 game range, or possibly more. If Ron Holland is better than expected as a rookie, or Jaden Ivey has a mini breakout, Detroit might even threaten that over under. Now, if Ron Holland, I don't know how much playing time he's going to get on JB Bickerstaff's rotation year one. I really don't. I don't know what to expect. If he's better than expected, and yeah, Pistons could win more than 25 games. They could win more than 23 games if Bleacher Report is predicting. They could be in that 30 range. They could definitely, break that seal of the over that Vegas has them at 25.5 currently. If Ron Holland comes in and just is better than what we expect, absolutely. Or if Jaden Ivey has a breakout season. If Jaden Ivey is just re-energized with a brand new head coach that is going to use him properly, have a coach that believes in him, has a coach that is going to use him in the correct spots and not bench him for a player that is no longer on the roster and fighting for a roster spot himself, then yeah, could definitely see the Pistons winning more than 23 games. But let me know what you guys think of Bleacher Report's prediction of the Detroit Pistons only winning 23 games. Where do you see the Pistons this season? Are you between the 25 and 30 range, or do you think they will win more? Let me know down below in the comment section. Like always, hope you guys are staying safe. Take care. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.